Okay, here's one of my favorite Warren Zevon songs that in the span of 3 minutes tells you essentially the entire career of a scummy con man. The song is aptly titled "Mr. Bad Example," but it from essentially early life to the end of his life covers all those bases and pulls no punches at the same time. So here we go. Well, I started as an altar boy, working at the church, learning all my holy moves and doing some research, which led me to a cash box labeled children's funds. I ducked the change and tucked the bills inside my cummerbund. I got a part-time job at my father's carpet store, laying tackless stripping and housewives by the score. I loaded up their furniture and took it to Spokane, auctioned off every last naugahyde to ban. I'm very well acquainted with the 7 deadly sins. Keep a busy schedule, trying to fit them in. I'm proud to be a glutton, and I don't have time for sloth. I'm greedy and I'm angry, and I don't care who I cross. Mr. Bad Example, intruder in the dirt. I like to have a good time, and I don't care who gets hurt. I'm Mr. Bad Example, take a look at me. I'll live to be 100 and go down in infamy. Of course I went to law school and took the law degree and counseled all my clients to plead insanity. I worked in hair replacement, swindling the ball, where very few are chosen and fewer still are called. Then on to Monte Carlo to play chemin de fer. Threw away the fortune I made transplanting hair. I put my last few francs down on a prostitute who took me up to her room to perform the flag salute. Whereupon I stole her passport and her wig and headed for the airport on the midnight flight, you dig. And 14 hours later I was down in Adelaide, flipping through the wanted, sipping Foster's in the shade. Opened up an agency somewhere down the line to hire aboriginals to work the opal mines. I attached their wages and took a whopping cut and whisked away their workman's comp and pauperized the law. I'm Mr. Bad Example, intruder in the dirt. I like to have a good time, and I don't care who gets hurt. I'm Mr. Bad Example, take a look at me. I'll live to be 100 and go down in infamy. I bought a first-class ticket on Malaysian Air and landed in Sri Lanka, none the worse for wear. I'm thinking of retiring from all my dirty deals. I'll see you in the next life. Wake me up for meals. Oh man, I love Warren Zevon, dude. Like Bob Dylan said, 3 songs within every song. All his songs tell amazing stories, but Warren Zevon, he is, very much like Hemingway is to his novels, where his life is as interesting as his music. lawyers, guns, and money, saying lawyers, guns, and money, the shit has hit the fan. That was largely inspired by his Russian gangster of a father who's called Lefty, apparently, because they either chopped off his right arm or left arm, I can't remember which. I know some gangsters did. I don't know if it was Russian gangsters, his team or some other team that captured him. I don't know the details, but that's what happened. And Warren Zevon, before he was famous, he became very good friends with Hunter S. Thompson after meeting him in a bar in Aspen when Thompson was doing his whole campaign to become sheriff of Aspen, which is, that's a crazy story in itself. Then Warren Zevon went on to write songs for, other artists. Linda Ronstadt, I believe, was the one who really made her career on his music, like Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me and Carmelita, stuff like that. But, I prefer his versions, obviously. But, he is the ultimate personification of a rock star. As I say, he doesn't remember writing and recording Sentimental Hygiene because, quote unquote, he was very medicated. And this was years after he kicked a very, very heavy alcohol dependency, going through something like 2/5 of vodka a day for years. He, I guess, just substituted one thing for another, but his live performances are just pure energy and passion, and I love it. I could only imagine seeing the energy he exudes. And he always has a great band supporting him. In any case, one of my favorite musicians of all time, certified genius, still holds, I believe, to this day, the record of highest recorded IQ in Fresno, California, despite being dead for a long time now. And, another thing I love about him, on that note, is his gallows sense of humor. Even when he was dying, he called his last album My Ride's Here, and I believe that was the album he did My Shit's Fucked Up on, which when I was on Skid Row and skid myself, I'd go around singing that song out loud, It's a really great song. And if I was capable of finger picking right now, I'm not, because A, I can't feel my fingers, and B, the tips of my fingers are very, very sensitive because they're not getting enough blood flow, so they basically are giant blisters, so finger picking would probably just tear them right open. So I have to play with the pick. I can get away with that. Some songs, like one song I'm working on right now is Normal by Porcupine Tree, which, by the way, Steven Wilson of Porcupine Tree and his own solo project, and Storm Corrosion, other great stuff he's done. I do believe, and the remasterings of great music he's done, like he did the remastering for Genesis, for Jethro Tull, for Prince, the entire discography. He has the most coveted remastering technique on the planet, but it's not just digital. Like, he spends, I think he said something like 400 hours on average for a single song, going through every single master tape, finding the best versions of each recording for every instrument and vocal, which is just beyond impressive. I prefer his remasterings of Jethro Tull songs to the original recordings, that's for sure. But then again, Jethro Tull is one of those bands is so good to listen to live. I can't finger pick right now, but stuff like the beginning of Normal and Porcupine Tree. Sorry, this is a difficult riff. It's very, very hard to play with a pick, but I'm working on it. Yeah. That'll be a cover coming out too, by the way.